I want to talk real quick about school versus go high level and the community arena. And I felt like I had one or two choices. I could talk about this 6 months down the road when I've been really using Go High Level a lot and so forth, or I could talk about it out of the box. I've been with Go High Level for 2.5 weeks. I've known about it for a long time. I used to be on Kajabi and ClickFunnels and so forth. And how long have I been on Skool? I've been on Skool for a couple of years now, either with the community a while back or not. Now I've got a small community again. I just started before I found out Go High Level had community, and I thought let me do this now, and then maybe 6 months from now, maybe do it again and see if things have changed. But let's just look. If you look at the screen, you can see as I'm looking at it on my left is Skool with the little cat, and on my right is Go High Level. And you can see they look a lot alike, a lot alike. So just at first look, you can see there are some differences. On the Skool side, you have all of the different communities that you might be involved with on the left. And then all of the different channels are here. And if you want to see all of them, you have to click more to see all of them. Whereas on Go High Level, all of the channels are here, and you would just click here if you had other communities that you were involved with to go. And you could do the same thing up here on Skool. You can click and choose them here, okay? But you can't move your channels onto the side, as far as I know. Okay. The other nice thing is, and this is just aesthetics and so forth. You can put these little icons. It makes it kind of nice. The other thing is that this, I believe, other than maybe light mode or dark mode, this is the only customization you really get. Now, for some people, customization doesn't really mean a lot. I like it. I like to, be able to make things look a little bit nicer, aesthetically pleasing, and so forth. But, everybody has their differences. With Go High Level, I can customize it. I can change the colors. I can pick a theme, or I can go in and actually, put the colors of my brand in there and do whatever I want to do. Okay. So you see over here, you have on Skool, you have pinned posts, right? And they're the first three posts. You can pin 3 posts, and they're the first three ones at the top. On Go High Level, you have 3 pinned posts. I believe you may be able to do more than 3, but they're up here in a scroll, which I kind of like. This is, instead of them taking up all of their first scrolling spot, you can look at them right here. Okay. If I look at the banner on the side, I think you can put links in here. If I go to the settings here, I don't see it. Maybe it's under plugins. Yeah, links. Okay, but you have to be in the Pro version. Okay, so I'm on the $9.95 version. The Pro version is $99. Remember that. Keep that in mind. Okay. Same thing over here. I can have all of these links over here. I've got my leaderboard. You got the leaderboard would come up here. I believe. These are suggested communities. You don't have that over here, but Go High Level is tied to Go Collab, which has hundreds and thousands of other communities that you can go look and connect with. And if you do, then they would show up in your list here so that you could get to those. Okay. And you can make these links either private or general, meaning that if they're private, if somebody goes here to the about and they're not a part of it, they only get to see the ones that aren't private. So you might have one that says, join the community, a link to joining the community, or a landing page, a funnel with the community. You could have that link as a public link, and when they came to the about page, they would see that. Okay. So up here on the top of Skool, you have community, classroom, calendar, members, map, da da da. Okay. On Go High Level, you have, discussion, learning, events, leaderboard, members, about. The only thing that is missing here is the map. Okay. And from what I understand, it's probably coming, but I'm not that concerned about the map. So everything else here, I can change from dark to light mode. If I click on here, if I've got courses, I can choose a bunch of different things that are a part of the community. Okay. I only have the community up there because I want to put everything in my courses. Okay. And then notifications, same thing here. You've got chat notifications and so forth. Here's my chat. Okay. So right out of the box, they both look a lot alike. A lot alike. Now, if I want to get all of the bells and whistles that I have on Go High Level over here at Skool, then I've got to upgrade to the $99 a month. Okay. Which is fine, right? The drawback or the challenge I had when I was looking at this before I knew, when I started my school community, before I knew that I was going to go to Go High Level and they had this community, was Go High Level is $97 a month. So it's $2 cheaper a month, but it comes with so much more, right? Basically on Skool for the same money, you've got a community. You don't have a CRM, you don't have funnels, you don't have a website, you don't have anything. So if you want any of those other things, you're going to have to add on. Where with Go High Level, you got, in my opinion now, one of the best all-in-one programs on the market, period. It's got everything, and it's all unlimited. The only thing that's different if you want to upgrade is the amount of accounts you have, and I'm going to do another whole video on agency and sub accounts, and because that was one of the confusions I had. So when I got to this point, it was a no-brainer. I mean, Skool there's a lot of hype about Skool, and it's a good community and everything, but for what you get for $99 compared to what I get with Skool with Go High Level for $97, there's just no contest. There's no contest whatsoever. My whole business, I don't have to add on anything. I don't have to add on Aweber or ConvertKit or ActiveCamp. I don't have to add on ManyChat. I don't have, and that's the other cool thing is I can automate all of my social media through here. I can automate my post. Like I've got an automation going on right now that every day for the next 30 days, it will upload a quote into the quotes here. Okay. And I don't have to do it. Once I set that up, I don't have to do anything. I've got it set for 31 days and it's going to, go automatically. I've got social media automation posts that would cost me anywhere from, I don't know, $50 or $60 to $200. Most of the ones I've seen, if you wanted a really good social media manager and automated posting and all that other things, I can set up workflows that reward people and do things automatically. And I mean, all kinds of things. I've got unlimited courses that I can put in here, just like you've got on Skool. All my events, and I can have workflows that attach to these events. I love that if you look at the calendar here, here's the same calendar, right? With pretty much the same. I may have one more in here that I didn't put in here. But I love this list over here. I can't get that. I've either got the calendar or if I go to the list, I've got this list. But I don't get both, right? So here on Go High Level, I've got both. I've got a list of what's coming up, so I don't have to figure out, and it's got the times and it's got the name and all that stuff. Where here it's just got, a little snippet of what's there. There are mobile apps for both my back office and for my community that people can download. I haven't seen leaderboard. You look at the leaderboard; it's got the same thing in the leaderboard as it over here, where you can name these. You can the one thing that it doesn't have at this point is the little fire, and that activity and engagement thing. But hey, hold on to your horses. Their Go High Level is introducing things every week, if not every day sometimes. Seems like every time I go into their labs area, which is where they introduce the betas of things you can turn on, there's something new in there. So if I saw these two things and wasn't a part of any of them, I would, without question, have to look at it logically and price-wise, mathematically, and everything else, and say, Go High Level is a no-brainer. Even if I just wanted to, put a website, I can even connect a WordPress site to it. If I wanted to do WordPress, if I've already got a WordPress site, I can host a WordPress site through Go High Level for $10 a month. Right. So, I mean, there's I haven't found anything yet that I can't do, and the automation and the AI that's integrated into that. There's no AI involved with school. It's just the community, and I know people think now the one drawback right now is when I go into the settings here on the pricing, I've got a number of different options. Whereas when I go to the settings right now and go high level for subscriptions, I've got free or monthly or an annual, a subscription, right? Or a single price. I don't have multiple things. Now, does that mean I can't do multiple things? Absolutely. And I can do it through the products and create exactly the same thing that's over here. It's just kind of outside the community and people buy it. They come into the community and then you have to approve them. So, but you can set that all up in a workflow too. So and I like this here. If you notice this one here, this is so cool because if I edit this post, I can come into here and put a hashtag and it gives me any of the courses I have. So if I wanted to put a link to a course directly or events, so here, this is the Tech Talk event. If I wanted to put a Tool Talk event in there, and then when they click on it, it takes them right to it. So they did a good job. And even if it was like one-on-one exactly the same and it didn't have any cooler things that I think are cool, the fact that they're both the same price within, a dollar or two, and Go High Level has so much. I mean, I can't stress enough. It's your whole business, no matter what you want to do. With school, you got your community. You have unless you want to invest in like Zapier, N8N, and then you can't. I think you can do Zapier a little bit. But they're very closed down. They don't have an API that you're allowed to get to. You can't do a whole lot of anything with it as far as outside intervention or interface and that. So that's my 2 cents. If you're debating which one to pay $99 a month for or $97 a month for, reach out to me. There's no question in my mind. Go High Level is by far, even if you don't use anything else, but a couple of the things, the social media planning and all of that stuff is huge. And I'm going to do a video here in the next day or two on Go High Level and just my thoughts now being in it for 2 weeks. So God bless. I can't wait to see you on the next one.